I'm generally not a big ranter. I'm more a sort of minor whinger and grumbler on things. And so what I've come to whinge and grumble about is courtesy in restaurants. Partly from the view of the restaurant and partly from the view of the customer, because when I go out and eat, I'm not a chef or a restaurateur. I'm a diner. When I go to the door, what I want the waiter to say is, "Good afternoon. Have you got a reservation? Would you like to sit down?" I don't want him to say, "How you doing?" or "What sort of day have you guys had?" and sort of matey, chatty stuff. Similarly, when I've sat down, what I don't want to see is a sommelier. And sommelier should be there to guide you through what wines are decent that you might like and you might go and have, rather than what you'd got maybe in your first thoughts. And what they really do is try to sell you something more than you wanted to spend. It's called upselling, and it's the curse of restaurants and sales generally. I had an experience in a 3-star Michelin restaurant in Paris where somebody upsold me a load of wine, and then at the end of it, it was quite a mediocre meal, and it cost the same as a small family car. And the sommelier came back, and I said, "I think I'll have a digestif, to take away the pain." So he put 3 bottles on the table, and I tapped one, and the one I tapped was very nice, and it cost the same as all the rest of the meal put together. And I'd like to have known that before I came. From the restaurateur and chef's point of view, of course, the people you really can't abide are people who don't turn up and don't phone you to let you know. It's a common courtesy, and it would be really nice if people said they were going to be an hour late. And if, when they arrived, they maybe, if they were in a big parties tend to talk loudly rather than quietly. So my rant is against people who sell you things you don't want, that cost more than you wanted to spend. And in restaurants, people who shout loudly so that you can't hear the person next to you talking. We've all suffered from both of them. Having had all this ranting, I have to say that a positive note would be good to end on, because most people are just fine and dandy. And like everybody else, I really like to talk to people who like to talk to me. And so people who like my food, I think, are just fine and have got enormous good taste. And it's a joy to be with. It's more of a trouble for the rest, of course. But that's the majority, and the majority are just fine. So thanks.
Thank you, Shaun.